Yeah, the spring was very busy with recruiting, transfer portal, trying to get our team in here to work out, get to know the players. And then everybody broke for the summer, and then brought the team back for summer school, and everybody was here about July 6th or 7th, and had a good month before broke again for a couple weeks, and then started the semester late August. It was great to have everybody here. Big Cement we signed in the summer, so we had not met him in person until he showed up for the first day of class.
What was that process like, recruiting him and trying to get him over here?
It was great. Very easy to talk to, very smart basketball player, and he understands what SMU and the city of Dallas. Hopefully he can come get a great education, develop quickly, and help us win.
Since the team came back, kind of what's been kind of most important to, establishing kind of the baseline for you guys, making sure that, on day one that the team is at least, ready to go, ready to start competing?
We have a lot of veterans on our team. We expect them to be leaders by example. We have some young players on our roster as well, but it's a good mix of youth and experienced players. And a lot of guys have won college basketball games in various leagues around the country, including the ACC. So we're excited about our roster and the experience we have.
How important was it to get a guy like Ruby, Matt, who have experience in the ACC, and just how does that help the other guys that maybe don't adjust to what's coming?
Well, it is nice. SMU transitioning to the ACC, and we have two players on our team that have already played in the ACC, so that's a big advantage. But a lot of our guys have power conference experience, and they have transferred once or twice, and now they've all come together here to try to compete for an ACC championship. So it's fun to be around those guys. They all have different experiences, played in different systems, different coaching staffs, and we're excited to have them all.
Recruiting is off to a hot start for 2025. How has it been, selling the recruits at SMU and also the city of Dallas?
Well, I think the ACC is big. The city of Dallas, we're the only high major or power conference team in the city. So it gives us a little bit of a differentiation from other schools in the state. And the state of Texas has a lot of very good basketball players. Dallas is a hub of that, so we find we can get in our car and drive to see a lot of high school players that are outstanding players. And so I think we just have to sell the future as a coaching staff. It's exciting time to be in Dallas. It's a great basketball city, and SMU is right in the mix of everything.
How heavily did you recruit out of Dallas when you were at USC? And is it just meeting new high school coaches? What's that process like of learning a new area?
Well, it's very similar. When we took USC job 12 years ago, we made a conscious effort to recruit Southern California players, to have them come in and take ownership of the USC program, and they did that. We were able to get some very talented young players. At that time, there was no transfer portal, so every player we recruited either had to transfer and sit out a year, but we made the effort to build the program through the high school ranks, and we had to wait for them to graduate and then come to USC. And we're doing the same thing here at SMU. We're recruiting a lot of Texas high school players to have them come take ownership of this program. And SMU has a great reputation, so we can fill in those recruiting spots with some national high school players and then the transfer portal in the spring.
You've obviously coached a lot of big games, a lot of big places, a lot of USC, but I remember you saying at your introductory press conference, you grew up loving the ACC. How excited are you personally to get a chance to coach here in the ACC, all these ACC venues that have come here too?
My coaching background, so my father was a high school coach and used to take me to ACC games all the time. That's what I grew up watching on television, the ACC and the Big East. But the ACC was my favorite conference as a player myself. And when I get into coaching the NBA and then to Florida State, when I changed over from the NBA to Florida State, that was in the ACC. It was a lot of fun. That was in Maryland, was still in the ACC. And the conferences have shifted since then as the conference realignment. But to go to Florida Gulf Coast and then out west to Los Angeles and play in the Pac-12, that was awesome as well. But I've always had a special place in my heart because I grew up an ACC basketball fan. And now with the addition of certain schools like the Notre Dames, Louisville, Syracuse, the ACC has grown, and now SMU and Cal and Stanford. So it's a tremendous conference and just excited to go to some of these cities that I haven't been to and compete.
A couple of your players have told us you don't yell a lot in practice. What is your coaching style? How do you describe your style?
I would say more of an NBA style, because we hold our guys accountable, especially defensively, hold our players accountable in the classroom, making sure that they go to class and get the education that we looked their parents in the eye and said they would get. So we do hold our players accountable. My belief is there's a lot of ways to win basketball games and build a culture and a program. And my personality is such that we will hold you accountable and help you become a better basketball player. But we have to yell and scream at you every day. You're probably going to tune us out after a few days anyway, and I really don't want to yell at you every day. So I think there's just different ways to go about a culture and within a program, and we treat them like young men. And if I have to yell at you every day, that's probably not the right place for you to be, because I'm not going to do that.
You played against A.J. George a couple times while you were at USC. What stood out about him then, and what makes you excited about having him as part of your program now?
He's a really good all-around basketball player. He's a terrific young man. He's all about winning. He makes winning plays on the defensive end. He'll block a shot. He'll get a steal, deflection on defense. He'll cut to the basket, get an offensive rebound, make a shot. So he just helps your team in a variety of ways, and he's very valuable as kind of one of those glue guys.
What were your early conversations with Chuck Harris, other guys who, were already in the program and made a decision to stay, and what do you hope to see from them as a lot of players transition into SMU life?
Well, Chuck has had a good career. He started at Butler, came to SMU, and he's one of those guys that we have with power conference experience playing the Big East. And so Chuck is an outstanding shooter, playmaker. He's a so-called combo guard, where he can score the ball at a high level, shoot it, and also make plays for his teammates. And he's working on different things right now. We've been very, very impressed with him really since the first day we worked out together in April. Throughout the summer, he's improved a lot as a basketball player. We have high expectations for him.
With this new era that you now have to coach in, with the transfer portal and all of that, and potentially getting players for 1 year and a new crop, has that made your transition to SMU any easier?
I think rebuilding a roster is the name of the game now, and sometimes you can retain players. You like to retain as many as you can, that if they've played minutes and they've been part of your program, and you can build on that. You used to be able to count on a certain amount of players returning every year. Now it's not like that. Players will transfer. They know they can play right away, and they can transfer numerous times. So our goal is to keep guys in our program if we can. But when you're rebuilding a team, or you're coming in as a new coaching staff, and a lot of players leave, it's a lot easier to rebuild a team quickly now in today's environment, because you have the transfer portal and the NIL. And it in a certain way, it levels the playing field a little bit. There are other schools that will take more transfers, and there are schools. The NIL is not even among all universities across the country, so there are a little inequity there as far as just a pure financial value. But we're very happy here. We think we have tremendous support from our administration, from the NIL collectives, from the president to Rick Hart, the athletic director, to David Miller, the board of trustees. There's a commitment here to go into the ACC and compete at the highest level. And I think you saw that with our football program on Saturday. What a great win, the first ACC game, a sold-out stadium. What a great performance from our football team. Our volleyball team is now ranked in the top 20, and we have other sports across campus as well. So we feel that SMU can compete at the highest level here because of the support and the vision that they've had from the administration down.
What you just said, with the win against Florida State and all of that, how eager are you to get to ACC ball?
It's going to be great. The excitement. This is a basketball city, in my opinion. I don't know what you think, but when the Mavericks went to the championship game, this city was great to be in, and you just feel the energy walking down the street. We hope to bring some of that magic to Moody Coliseum. I think we'll have great fan support. The students are showing up for a variety, including our football games, and we feel like we'll pack the house here and have some fun.
How much does having a successful
Well, I think the transfers that we have on our roster came here because they know they have a great opportunity in the ACC. For the future, players, they want to see SMU on national television, which you're seeing now. They want to see our basketball team playing these ACC schools, and I think that enhances your brand recognition regionally as well as nationally. And then if you have success, like our football team with 2 huge wins in a row to beat TCU and Florida State on national television, they can see that Mustang brand around the country. It makes it much easier to recruit players regionally, especially nationally.
A lot of players talked about it being, with it being so experienced, that being kind of a collective leadership effort. Do you see that, or are there guys that are kind of standing out as this is going to be a guy that when we're down late, we need someone to be able to lead this team, that someone's standing out like that?
The thing about a new team, players have to learn each other's strengths, weaknesses, play together. A coach, we have to learn our players' strengths as well, so we can try to put them in position to succeed. But when you compete and the game starts, we don't know yet who those players are going to be, who can we go to at the end of the game. But I think the players have to have that feeling out process as well, and that's why the preseason is very important, especially when you have so many new players at once. We have a scrimmage and a preseason game for charity, so I think that'll be very valuable. We have a couple inter-squad scrimmages, and that's also valuable. Like we have one this Saturday with officials, and that gives us as coaches and the players a sense of what they can expect, and then we can grow on that.
What are you most excited about for the season?
What am I most?
What are you most excited about, just without knowing, how it could go, or what it all bring, just looking ahead?
I think what we're most excited about, especially as a head coach, is walking out in the court for the first time, being in the ACC. I know they've had a lot of successful teams in the American Conference, Conference USA, the WAC. They were in the Southwestern Conference before, but we realize as a program what this means to have an ACC basketball program at SMU. For the fan base, for the students, for the coaches here, the administration, we understand what that means, and it's going to be a special feeling to be the first team to be in the ACC.
You get to bring over a lot of coaching staff from USC. You just talk about getting to continue to work with them and what you're hoping you guys can build together here.
Well, as a head coach, I'm only as good as coaching staff and our players. And we've had a lot of success at USC and at Florida Gulf Coast. And you always remember how great my staff was and of course, the players. But coming here, I didn't know how many staff members would come with me and come build this thing at SMU. And very fortunate to have every single staff member came. And a little unique, but very appreciative on my part, because these guys have made such a big difference in my career, and they're great coaches. They're not only great coaches, they're great recruiters, they're great people, and they're fun to be around. So we have a great time together, and I'm just very fortunate they all came.
Anything else? All right, thank you. Thanks, Joey.
Thank you.